Welcome back to Consultant's Corner. I'm Rebecca Brizi. This is my corner. I am a consultant. We're talking today about using your expertise with confidence, being able to walk into a room and know what you know, share what you know, being the expert in your area of knowledge, or your area of business, in the thing that you do. Where can that confidence come from? And it led me to the thought of self-esteem and how we develop it. Do we need self-esteem to have the confidence to be experts? Or does self-esteem come as a consequence of our accomplishments in being experts? Let me start with the quick catch-22 of self-esteem as I see it. You may be familiar with the Joseph Heller novel Catch-22, the premise of which is that you cannot know that you are insane if you actually are insane. It is impossible to prove insanity by claiming insanity. The only way to prove insanity is to prove that you're not insane. Yes, it's circuitous, that's the whole point. But self-esteem seems similar to that in that if a person acknowledges that they have low self-esteem, then they are aware that they deserve more esteem than they are giving themselves. Ergo, they don't have low self-esteem. The good news is that at that point, it's really just a question of changing the language. One of the best exercises I've ever seen to overcome this is having a conversation with yourself in third person. So if it were me, then I would talk about Rebecca. And this has to be done out loud. So I might say something like, why does Rebecca deserve more esteem than she currently gives herself? And then I would answer that and say, well, because Rebecca, and I would explain why, in my opinion, this Rebecca deserves more esteem than she gives herself, ergo raising her/my self-esteem. What role does that then play in our expertise in our business, in our work? I've talked before about never using the word think when you are being the subject matter expert. Don't tell your clients that you think the things that they're actually paying you to know. Is greater self-esteem required to have the confidence to remove the word think? Or is self-esteem the consequence of having removed the word think and then getting that feeling of, I just went in there with confidence, I just did this, it worked? I don't know. I don't actually have an answer to that. This video is merely posing a question that we can all then contemplate forever and ever and ever. But I also think that there's a combination of the two. My personal experience with this is when I first started doing speaking engagements. This was something I used to hate. I absolutely dreaded public speaking, and it's something I tried to avoid as much as possible, with a fair amount of success. That changed for various reasons, practice opportunities and that sort of thing. But then when I came to my first speaking engagement after this transformation, of course I was still tremendously nervous. I had no idea what to expect. It felt like the first time I was doing this at all. But I realized something, that the people in the room had paid to come to this event, of which I was one of several speakers. They wanted us to be great. They wanted the speakers to inspire them and give them information. They wanted us to succeed. I realized we were all on the same team here. The audience's vested interest was in me delivering a good speech, instead of going up there thinking, I hope I don't make a fool of myself. What if I trip and fall? What if I slur? What if I use the wrong word? Oh my God. Right before I had to approach the podium and begin my presentation, I said to myself, they are here to see me because I am the subject matter expert here. I am the best person at this moment to deliver this material to this room. And I might have done it a little bit in third person too. I got to the podium, I delivered my presentation. It was highly interactive, people were very involved. It went well. Yes, I got good feedback, but also I knew it went well. I felt good about it. When I finished and I stepped down from that podium, I could point directly to, this is what worked well. This is what I want to improve next time. I'm really happy with this result. You see that when you do the thing. And so then that thing that I had said to myself before the talk, which at that point was just me saying something to myself, had become a reality. After the fact, I knew that I had done well and somebody else would do just as well or even better, but none of that detracts from the fact that my presentation had gone well. I can be proud of what I did. I can be happy with what I did. So I used that little boost both before and after. Before, I had to give it to myself to say, just go out, start, don't be nervous. But then it also worked after the fact for me to say, okay, Okay, that did go okay. I'm happy with that. So maybe the point is that self-esteem comes in both before and after. We have to find different ways to give ourselves that confidence. There isn't just one way, and that's okay too. So the closest I will come to an answer here is find out what works for you. How do you give yourself that boost of energy, that boost of confidence, that moment that you need to say to yourself, this is good, I got this. Do what you know how to do. Be the expert because you are the expert, and that's why you do what you do. Doesn't mean you're an expert in everything. It means you're an expert in your subject matter and your particular approach to your subject matter. Find your area and then inhabit that area with confidence. For more about knowing how to use expertise, check out my blog post. I've got a link to it in the description of the video below. Let me know what works for you. Share whatever tips you have about boosting that confidence or boosting that self-esteem or getting yourself to the place you need to be when you need to, so to speak, perform. And I, as always, will see you back here next week for the next video. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Bye now.